All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, in a shocker today, the Houston Texans have decided to move on from head coach David Culley after just 1 year at the helm. Now, Culley was 4-13 in his 1 year with the Texans, but honestly, from the word go, he was on a pointless mission. No Deshaun Watson at quarterback. This Texans roster was immensely depleted. We saw the Texans not own their first or second round picks in the NFL draft in either 2020 or 2021, thanks to the bonehead moves from previous head coach slash general manager Bill O'Brien. And as a result of this, the Texans were last in the NFL this year in rushing, as well as total yards. Now, you look at the brain trust of the Houston Texans and owner Cal McNair, executive Jack Esterby, and general manager Nick Casario. And honestly, you could say whatever they want. They could say whatever they want. They were tepid at best, not even lukewarm, just tepid in regards to having Cully be the head coach of this team. They looked for several other guys last year. They didn't get who they wanted. They went with Cully, and honestly, they brought in Cully, and Cully was just a guy to keep the seat warm. Honestly, anything less of the Texans actually winning the Super Bowl this year, which was a long shot. I think they were going to go in another direction, and it showed that right here. Nick Casario can come out and give all of the public statements or pre-written statements all he wants and talks about it's time to go in a different direction. A different direction for what? You gave this guy Davis Mills and Tyrod Taylor to work with at quarterback this year. You got absolutely nothing out of your rushing game, and there is no talent on this team whatsoever. The one thing that you could say about this team under David Culley is that the Texans competed all season long, and honestly, they overachieved because I really thought that the Texans were going to win one, maybe two games this year. They went out there and won four, and even to the very end, this past Sunday at home against the Tennessee Titans. The Texans were competing. They were fighting, scrapping, and clawing. They played hard for their head coach, and when a team plays hard for their head coach, that's a sign that they like and respect him. And you listen to people. Obviously, I'm not in the NFL inner circles, but you hear people talk about David Culley throughout the league, and there's a lot of good things that people say about him. So obviously, with this said, he's gonna land on his feet and go someplace else. Maybe not be a head coach, but he'll definitely get another gig in the NFL because there's a lot of people who like and respect him. But getting back to the Texans, honestly, getting rid of a coach after 1 year only makes sense if the next head coach that you plan to hire is going to be a home run. And there are some candidates out there. People are talking about the likes of Brian Flores or former Patriots linebacker Gerard Mayo. But my thing is this: if you hire Flores, Flores wanted quarterback Deshaun Watson in Miami when he was the head coach of the Dolphins. I don't see Brian Flores or any other head coach being able to come in there and convince Deshaun Watson to stay. Deshaun Watson doesn't want to be there due to his issues with Cal McNair and Nick Casario. And it's unfortunate that they just haven't gone out there and simply traded him. But nonetheless, uh, in fact, like to show you the fact rather that the Texans haven't just simply moved on from Deshaun Watson and gotten some draft capital back. It just lets you know more about the dysfunction of this team. Jack Esterby is always in the ear of Cal McNair. That is a bad thing as well. You look at it with Nick Casario micromanaging um, David Culley this year, and the stories are coming out that basically Nick Casario was in his headset, during the game, telling him what to do. Nick Casario was at practice consistently. And if you hire somebody to do a job, you have to let that person do their job. Right now, the Texans are one of the most dysfunctional franchises in the NFL. But honestly, at the end of the day, we've known that for some time now. You look at it, Bill O'Brien, the former head coach, was allowed to be the general manager. You saw this dude trade DeAndre Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals for peanuts. Giving up multiple first round picks. And multiple second round picks to the Miami Dolphins from Laramie Tunzel. That was right on the cusp, right on the heels, rather, of trading Dwayne Brown to the Seattle Seahawks. So it's a situation where, what, the Houston Texans don't know what they're doing. It's been like that for a while. And, the only thing I could say for David Culley, you know what? He got out of Dodge, because this is going to continue to be a dumpster fire. He no longer has something to do with it. It's a situation where, you know what? They made this guy a scapegoat. And my thing is this: if you're just going to hire David Culley for 1 year, why go out there and embarrass yourself and him alike? Especially yourself if you're the Houston Texans, because now you've turned David Culley into a martyr, whether you wanted to or not. But the bottom line is your ineptitude as an organization continues to show up. It's going to be very interesting to see which direction that the Texans go in, but it won't mean a thing if they don't put talent on this team. You have to find yourself a quarterback. Deshaun Watson does not want to be there. We know that. Trade him, get some draft capital, and you know what? Go forward. But the Houston Texans, they're not going to do that. They're stubborn. You could see that they're letting their ego get the best of them. And this is why this franchise will continue to bring up the rear in the National Football League. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I'm signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.